Hi, welcome to today's gentle flow. For today's practice, all you need is a block or a shoebox. Thick, sturdy book will work just fine. And we're gonna get started in a reclined position. Soles of the feet on the mat, knees up towards the sky. Give yourself a few moments here to settle in. You might have your hands rest on your belly here, noticing that rise and fall. Using that physical reminder here just to help connect to the breath. Reminding ourselves here the goal is to move in a slow and gentle manner. So taking time for yourself here. As you're ready, arms come out to a T or a cactus shape. Then shift your hips a bit to the right, knees fall to the left, starting with a reclined supine twist here. Knees can be stacked or adjusting that low body however feels best for you. Gaze can be up at the ceiling or over that right shoulder. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here. On your next breath, slowly make your way back to center. Shift your hips to the left, knees fall to the right. Adjusting however you need to on this side. Bodies are different side to side. Whatever shape allows you to soften here, letting gravity do the work. Next, inhale, making your way back to center. Knees hug into your chest for a moment. Low back presses into the mat. And then make your way to a seated position, little rock and roll action, whichever leg you prefer in front. Doing a lot of twists here, so we're gonna lengthen the side body first. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, right hand outside of right hip, left arm overhead. Space between the ribs here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Another round, inhale to center. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale, side stretch. Both arms lift once more. Then plant your hands, making your way to a tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under wrists. Round of cat-cow here. Inhale to drop your belly and lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Another round here. Inhale, cow, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat, press away from the mat, rounding the spine. Next breath, come back to neutral. Inhale, sweep right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, right arm under the left arm. Thread the needle here, right shoulder rests on the mat, right ear or cheek resting on the mat. Give yourself a few full rounds of breath here. Use your next inhale. Press into left hand, right arm reaches tall once more. Then hand back to the mat. Extend your right leg long behind you. Right foot plants outside of left foot. Bend your right knee, half cow face, half child's. Hips reaching back towards your heels, just as far as feels good. Some bodies you might be able to sit your seat between your heels. Some bodies that sounds ridiculous, and I totally get it. Just breathing wherever you need to be. Arms active as you continue to reach forward. Next breath, slowly shift back to a typical tabletop shape, unwinding. Other side, left arm opens to the sky. Left arm comes under right arm, thread the needle on this side. Left shoulder rests on the mat, left ear or cheek. Hips continue to lift. Breathe here. Inhale, left arm lifts, extending tall once more. Exhale that hand to the mat. Left leg extends long and then plants outside of right foot. Bend your left knee, sink your hips back. Half child's, half cow face on this side. Pressing into both of those hands. Hips reach back just as far as feels good. One more breath right where you are. When that's complete, rocking forward, unwinding, and then walk your hands forward just a bit. Tuck your toes, lift your hips for down dog first. Taking some time here, any movement that feels good, pedaling out the legs, shifting your hips. And then we'll settle in a wider and shorter stance for down dog. So walking the feet in and out towards the edges of the mat. For down dog twist, right hand comes outside of left ankle or calf area. So making the stance as short or as wide as you need to access this grip. Breathing here. Next breath, right hand back to the mat. Left hand outside of right ankle or calf area. Adjusting as you need to on this side. Next breath, return to center, back to that typical down dog shape. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward, hips square to the top of the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side, left arm back, right arm forward, squaring hips to the top of the mat. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Heel toe your feet together as close as feels good for you in chair. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hips down and back for chair pose. Giving yourself a moment here to make sure your weight is in your heels. Maybe even picking the toes off the mat and placing them back down. Hands come to heart center. Heart pulls towards your thumbs, almost like you're sticking your booty out just a little bit. Next breath, right shoulder pulls back, left forward. Finding your twist here. You are welcome to stay here or hook your left elbow outside of right knee. Heart continues to pull towards the thumbs, keeping that twist active here. Then either in one big step or a bunch of little ones, left foot steps back for crescent. Back heel presses away from you. Left arm opens to the floor, right arm opens to the sky. Give yourself a moment here. Next breath, hands come back to center. Then as you're ready, you're gonna untwist into a star pose. So toes point towards the long edge of the mat, heart pulls forward, hands open. Hands to hips, wide leg forward fold. You can take opposite hand to opposite elbow here, or rest your hands on the block or mat in front of you if that feels a little too intense in your low back. Just giving yourself a few moments here. You might gently sway. When that feels complete for you, turn your toes, walk your hands back to the top of the mat. You'll be in low lunge. Inhale, fingertips lift. Exhale, step forward to chair, keeping that bend in the knees. Beautiful. Hands come to heart center. Other side, left shoulder back, right forward. Starting the twist here. This is beautiful, lovely place to pause. If you'd like to incorporate that almost bind, right elbow comes outside of left knee. Heart continues to pull towards the thumbs. Keeping yourself active here. Either one step or a lot of little ones. Right foot steps back. Breathe into the shape. So you might be here, you might still be twisted up here. Wherever you are, right hand reaches towards the floor, left arm towards the sky, creating some space between your hands here. Spirit fingers optional. Next breath, hands come to heart center. Unwinding to star. Beautiful. Heart pulls forward, hands open wide. Then hands to hips, wide leg forward fold. Again, whatever version feels best here, opposite hand to opposite elbow. If it feels like it's hard for your neck to release, you can always bring hands behind the nape of the neck. Not cranking anything down, just helps for a little release, a little pressure. Wherever you are, give yourself another breath. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, turn your toes, walk your hands back to the top of the mat. You're in that low lunge shape, and then fingertips lift. Step forward to chair, hips stay nice and low, fingertips lift. Exhale, press into your heels, hands to heart center. Give yourself a clearing breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, take your feet a bit wider, adding the block behind your heels, even if you don't typically use it for Malasana. Then as you're ready, sink down into Malasana squat. Toes are out at a bit of an angle. Hips finding that block, or maybe hovering higher wherever feels good for you. Focus is on the long spine. So if you have to bend forward to make that happen here, lift out of the shape a bit more. This is beautiful, long spine. Finding your shape. Left arm reaches towards the floor, right arm towards the sky. As much space as you can muster between your hands. Left elbow presses into that knee. Full breath. As you're ready, hands come back to heart center. Other side, right arm towards the floor, left arm towards the sky. Taking up as much space as you can here, maybe gazing up towards those left fingertips. Next breath, come back to center. Shifting that block out from under your seat, preparing for Janu Shasana. Right leg extends long. Left sole of the foot presses into that thigh. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Then fold forward. Giving yourself 3 rounds of breath here. Maybe you bring your hands to the outside of that foot. A little gentle twist. You might feel some extra space along that left kind of low back hip bone area. Breathe here. Next breath, return to center. Left leg extends long, right sole of the foot into the thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands outside of that left foot. Keeping that right sit bone anchored down. Give yourself a moment here. Next breath, returning to center. Taking both your soles of the feet to the mat. Little yogi hug from a seated position, round forward. Hands come to the toes or on either side of the ankles. Chin tucks to the chest. Give yourself a full breath here. And check in. If it would feel good to end in a shavasana, you are welcome to make your way to that shape or shifting to an easy seat. Eyes soft or closed. Gentle squeeze between the shoulder blades. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here. Encouraging yourself to lengthen the exhale just the tiniest bit with each round. Bringing that awareness back to your breath. If it feels good to stay wherever you are, give yourself some extra time there. If it's time to close out your practice, we'll close the collective breath. You can exhale to prepare. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community. I hope you have a phenomenal day.